All right, Shalom. First and foremost, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Wahal Rakha Kodash. All right, Salaki Ba'ashem Rakha Kodash, man. Because we giving praise to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai through the Holy Spirit, man. All right, this is another lesson. I believe the series is Desire the Milk. You know, episode 4 or 3, and we're just gonna touch on why do we hit the line? All right, what's the importance of it, man? And simply put, man, we're commanded to do that, man. All right, just to simply we commanded to do it, and we do it also to wake up our nation, man. How else are we going to reach the elect? All right, everybody don't be just on YouTube and shit, man, looking up stuff. So get Luke 14 and start at 21. We get to the point 23.
This is Luke 14:23. And the Lord said unto the servant, Go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled.
There you go. So that's why we go out there, man. All right, to reach the potentially, to reach the elect, man. We hit the line. We go out there and preach in the streets to reach the elect. All right, to fill up the house of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, man. All right, which is to build up the church. All right, and you ain't gonna do that in these fake ass church they got out here, man. Them people go there. How you gonna reach newcomers? How you gonna reach the publicans or the sinners? You know, like I said, the publican and the sinners, man. How you gonna reach these people to convert them from their wickedness? You gotta be out there in the field, man. They gotta see you. All right, they gotta see you. We ain't gonna. Hey, YouTube is a good, it's a great tool. All right, to help, but we gotta be out there in the field doing this work. All right, we ain't gonna go viral. Well, we ain't viral like the video of the bitch dumping grapes on the table and the broke. Or any other of these weird ass videos, man. They try to hide the truth. So we gotta be out there in the streets, man, as we're commanded. You can grab Jeremiah 11 and start at 3. Start at 2. Jeremiah 11 and 2.
Jeremiah 11 verse 2. Hear ye the word of this covenant, and speak unto the men of Judah and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And say unto them, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Yahweh, God of Israel, Cursed be the man that obeyed not the words of this covenant, which I command your fathers in the day that I brought them forth out of the land of Egypt from the iron furnace, saying, Obey my voice and do them according to all which I command you. So shall ye be my people, and I will be your God.
That's right. So we're out here, all right, trying to, like I said, return the fathers to the children, children to the fathers. All right. Keep going.
Verse 6. Then Yahweh said unto me, Proclaim all these words in the city of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, saying, Hear ye the words of this covenant, and do them.
Read that over.
This is Jeremiah 11 verse 6.
Then, read 5 over. Start at 5.
Because
look, it says what? We're scattered abroad, right? So what are we looking for to do? To be put back in our land. All right, go ahead.
Jeremiah 11 and verse 5. That I may perform the oath which I have sworn unto your fathers, to give them a land flowing with milk and honey, as it is this day. Then answered I said, Then answered I and said, So be it, O Lord. Then verse 6 now, right? Mm-hmm. Verse 6. Then Yahweh said unto me, Proclaim all these words in the city of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, saying, Hear ye these words of this covenant and do them.
So how do people going to know these words, man? The Lord just told us, man. All right? It said, go out there to the streets of Jerusalem, man. It's a people before it's a place. So go out there to the people, man. Teach them these things. Teach them to keep the covenant. So we can get the land that flows milk and honey, man. So we can get placed in our holy land. Plain as day tells us to go do these things. That's why we go out. Really, we can end it right there, man. Because you can't get it based off that. You're just being rebellious. But we're going to get more precept. They just showing it, man. You want to say that?
Cut. Yeah, I have this.
Go ahead.
Cut this Proverbs 1 and verse 20. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief places of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, how.
And there you go. And it says, open of the gates, utter her words in the city, man. All right? That's where wisdom is found in. All right? Because that's where the men of the Lord go out there and teach. And Yahweh Shai wasn't locked up in some temple, man. He went out there and talked to people, man. So you can reach the masses. That's the same thing we're commanded to do. All right? There was more to that?
Well, that was the point, because...
Get 8 and 1.
This is Proverbs 8 and 1. Doeth not wisdom cry, and understanding put forth her voice? She standeth in the top of high places, by the way in the places of the path. She crieth in the gate, at the entry of the city, at the coming in at the doors.
That's right. Read one more.
Unto you, O man, I call, and my voice is to the sons of man.
There you go. So wisdom is out there in the streets, all right, to reach the people, man. Calling out to the Israelites, man. All right? And that's simple. That's plain. All these are really plain to the point, man, because you really can't get it. It's because you don't want it, man. You got something, Charlie? Get Jeremiah 17 and 19.
Jeremiah 17 and verse 19. Thus said Yahweh unto me, go and stand in the gate of the children of the people, whereby the kings of Judah come in, and by which they go out, and in all the gates of Jerusalem.
Read one more.
And saying unto them, hear ye the word of Yahweh, ye kings of Judah, and all Judah, and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem that enter in by these gates.
Right, so that's how we go reach the people, man. All right, the Lord commanded us to go out there to the people, make sure they see these things, man. So no man can have an excuse when these calamities come. All right? You got the Song of Solomon 3, start at 1.
God, this is Songs of Solomon 3 and 1. By night on my bed I saw him whom my soul loved. I saw him, but I found him not.
Give me the mic.
I will rise now and go about the city in the streets, and in the broad ways I will seek him whom my soul loveth. I sought him, but I found him not. The watchmen that go about the city found me.
There you go. So he said, I'm going to go seek the one I love. Who is that? The Lord. All right? It says, don't forget your first love. Who's our first love? All right? Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right? So he said, I went to seek him, and when I went, I found the watchman. And we're called to be what? Watchmen. So what does that mean? We're going to be out there in the streets. So those that signed and crying can come across us, all right, being the beacon, prophesying, all right, giving our covenants, teaching that we're the Israelites, giving this truth, all right, so we can fill up the house of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Come. Verse 4. It was...
No, read 3 of them. You got to finish.
Come, verse 3. The watchmen that go about the city found me, to whom I said, saw he him whom my soul loveth. It was but a little that I passed from them, but I found him whom my soul loveth. I held him, and would not let him go until I had brought him to my mother's house, and into the chamber of her that conceived me.
There you go. So he said, after he ran into the watchman, then what happened? He found him that he loved, man. Talking about the truth. Talking about Yahweh, talking about Yahweh, man. All right, that's how he got the understanding after he ran to the watchman, which links right up to Isaiah 30. And Salakia. Bear with me, let me find that. Damn, I thought that was 30:22. Tweaking. Oh, damn, it's 30 and 20. Not 22. It's Isaiah 30 and 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thy eyes shall see thy teachers. So like you said, I went to the streets, I found the watchman, and I found my love, right? Keep going. And thy ears shall hear a word behind thee saying, this is the way, walk ye in it, when you turn to the right hand and when you turn to the left. So after coming across the watchman, after finding those teachers, it said the Spirit now was dealing with him. So then he found his love. So you got to come across the watchman first. It says faith cometh by hearing. All right. So you got to hear this thing first, man. All right. And how you gonna hear it? It says how should they hear unless they be a teacher, man? How should they teach unless he be sent? So we're sent out there to teach this thing. All right. So people that's looking for the Lord, they come across us, they find us, we teach them, then they leave, and give root. Really, the Spirit can deal with them. But it all starts with hearing from a teacher, man.
Mm-hmm.
You got something?
Come. This is Malachi 2 and verse 7.
That's a Spirit. I was literally going to call for that after you read the Nehemiah. Just read it. That's a Spirit. Damn.
Come. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of Yahweh of hosts. Come. So the whole point of this, it says the messenger of Yahweh of hosts. So what is our message? So we are sick. So basically you getting it from us, from the teachers. So basically you learn from men. Should keep the priest's lips should keep knowledge. That's what that's talking about.
That's right. How you gonna get this knowledge? The man of the Lord got to be out there on the streets, man. And you can't be the guy that takes the candle and put it under the bushel. All right? You can't hide that light, man. It says set it on the mountaintops, man. All right, so we out there before all. Like Yahweh Shai said, when the Pharisees came, did I not do all these things in public before when you seen me? So that's the same thing with us, man. We do everything in public. All right? You got the John 17? Start at 20.
This is John 17:20. It says, neither pray I for these alone, but for them also which...
So like what 19 says then? What 19 say? No, John 17:19.
Okay. It says, and for their sake I sanctify myself, that they also might be sanctified through the truth. Neither pray I for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on me through their word.
It said they will be sanctified through the truth, so that's what separates us. And how do you get this truth? The priest's lips. Like the little Akshali y'all read, man. Go ahead.
Okay.
It said, neither I pray out for them alone. Go ahead.
Verse 21, it says, that they all may be one.
So I can read 20 over there.
Verse 20. Neither pray I for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on me through their word.
Right, which shall believe on me, get this truth of Yahweh Shai through their word. So the Lord, sent men out there to teach this. Hey, that Malachi 2:7 was the perfect precept. It proves that, man. He sent men out there to teach this word to wake up the rest of the elect. All right, and we can't do that in some damn temple. You can't do that just on YouTube when you send these electronic epistles are really for brothers in the know. All right, now some newcomers come across. That's why we still do the milk lessons. All right, but usually, most of the people waking up out there in the streets, man. All right, they need something. They need to see something. It happens. Brothers come across a video on YouTube, but really, hey, you got to be out there in the streets, man, reaching the people. All right. And hell, even with the men that do it, come across the videos on YouTube, they need to see the right example of how to do things. They need to see you out there on the streets preaching His word. So they can, when they get built up through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Wahara Kakaraj, they can go out there and hit the streets and do the same thing, man. So we can build the elect up and get the fuck out of here. Stop trying to make excuses on why not to do the work and just do the work. Hey, Jay got a problem with everything. Got a problem hitting the line. Got a problem with doing 3 videos a week. Got a problem with the suggestion of doing 3 a day, man. Look, we got labor to do for Yahweh Shem Yahushai and also for ourselves. We can't escape this shit without doing these works. We can't escape this shit without the elect being built up. So stop making excuses on why not to do it. Just do it, man. All the reasons to do it is right here in the scriptures, plain as day. Alright, so we're to get this truth, to learn it, and then teach it, man. On every avenue. Hey, look, we do it right. They had epistles back in the day, and we do epistles by doing these videos. Alright? That ain't got nothing to do with you hitting the line. You still got to hit the line and do the work. Just doing YouTube videos in your crib, on the phone or something, that's not cutting. That's not it. Alright? You got the Nehemiah 8?
Come. And then one.
Start at 1, yeah.
Come. Nehemiah 81. And all the people gathered themselves together as one man into the street, and was before the water gate. And they spake unto Ezra the scribe to bring the book of the law of Moses, which Yahweh had commanded to Israel.
Like that Jeremiah 11, you know, it talks about the covenant, us getting the covenant, getting that land, which we're looking forward to that. And this day and age will be the second covenant, right? So he went into the book and he talked to them what's written. All right, go ahead. And
Ezra the priest brought the law before the congregation, both of the men and women, and all that could hear with understanding unto the first day of the month. He readeth read therein. And he read therein before the street that was before the water gate from the morning until that's midnight, right? Midday, Salaki. Before the men and the women and those that could understand, and the ears of all the people were attentive unto the law, into the book of the law.
That's right. So they was listening. They was paying attention. All right. Now skip down to verse 7.
Verse 7. And Joshua and Benai and Sherebiah, Jermaine, Akub, Shabethai, Hadijah, Manasseh, Kalita, Azariah, Jozabad,
Hanan,
Peliah, and the Levites, because the people to understand the law, and the people should in their place.
Right, so he calls the people to understand the law. So you got to hit the line to teach these breakdowns so people can understand, all right, these things, man. All right, like it says in Jeremiah 44, I said the prophets rising early, saying, do not these abominable things that I hate. So you got men out there that serve to teach you the right way of doing things, man. How to return to the covenant of Yahweh, man, so we can get that land. All right, the covenant of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man, because it's Yahushua's blood, man. All right. so we can inherit the land, so we can get the salvation. You got men that's out there to teach the word to get the proper understanding. All right, and if you have the understanding, you're required to go out there and teach it, man. To build up our nation. We're commanded to do it, and this is how we build up our nation, man. So it's either you want salvation or not. Keep going.
Verse 9. And Nahum, which is the Tirushata. Tirushata.
Verse 8.
Oh, clap, Salaki.
Yo, man.
Verse 8, Salaki. So they read the book in the law, and Yahweh did distinctly and gave the sense and caused them to understand the read.
Right, so they didn't go into the Quran and no other matters, but they read from the book of the law, man. All right, and it said they caused them to get the understanding. All right, so that's why it's important, man, to wake up the elect, to teach this word so other people can learn and get it, man. Then we can get delivered out of here. This is 1 Esdras 9 and 48. This is the same account. Here going to Apocrypha, man. This is 1 Esdras 9 and 45. Then took Esdras the book of the law before the multitude, for he sat honorably in the first place in the sight of them all. And when he opened the law, they stood all straight up. So Esdras blessed the Lord, power most high, the power of hosts, almighty. All right? And the people answered, Amen, and lifting up their hands, they fell to the ground and worshipped the Lord. Also Yahweh Shai, Anis, Sarebis, Adenis, Jacobus, Sabatius, Artis, Maneas, the same names, and Kalitis, Azarias, and Josabdas, and Ananias, Beatus, the Levites, taught the law of the Lord, making them with all to understand it. Then spake Atharatus unto Esdras, the chief priest, and the reader. Same setup. You got a reader. You got one that helps break it. You got the man that help break it down. You know, that makes the point. It's the same setup, man. All right? And to the Levites that taught the multitude, even to all saying. So it's the same thing, man. Hey, since it's part of our culture. That's another reason. We're commanded to do it. We've been doing this since we've been Israelites, man. Going out there into the public and teaching this word. How else is the people going to know what's right and what's wrong, man? In fact, we can end it with this. Give Malachi 3, the last verse.
This is Malachi 3 and verse 18. Then shall ye return and discern between the
Look at the verse above it, see.
And they shall be mine, saith Yahweh of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spared his own son. His own son. There
you go. So we're being made up to them jewels, being perfected with this truth, man, this wisdom, which is more precious than rubies, which makes us children of light. All right, which wisdom is that light. That's we them jewels. All right, go ahead. So if you want salvation, you got to do this. You got to be made. You got to be fully furnished. You got to be caused to understand this word. And then you got to teach it. Go ahead, because the next verse gonna say that. You got to teach it.
That serve him. Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serve Yahweh and him that serve him not.
There you go. So we got to go teach what's clean and unclean. And even like Romans says, man, we're going to say who ain't got the truth and who do got the truth, man. All right? We're going to do everything according to the way the scriptures say so. And that includes teaching on the line, man. All right? Bring out the truth, saying, do not to bond with things that the Lord hates. You got something? Y'all got something?
Come, this is Amos 3:7. Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets.
That's right. The prophets got to understand it. How the people going to get it? How the people going to know what to do? Mm-hmm. That's that Malachi 2 and 7. The prophets got to go out there and teach it, man. Show us the right way. Show us the wrong, and tell people don't fucking go the wrong way. Okay? You got something else? Mm-hmm.
This is Isaiah 58:1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
There you go. So go out there, and we're commanded to let Jake know that they fucking going off. Get it right. Hey, like Matthew, in fact, let me get it. This is Matthew 10. It's Matthew 10 and 6. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and as ye go, preach, saying the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So that's what we're doing, man. Look, you got to get right, man. Show them their sins. Hey, the kingdom of heaven is coming, man. All right, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is on the way back. We gotta get fucking right so we can receive that salvation, man. Yahweh Ratazah, which means Yahweh willing. All right. Y'all got anything else? All right, so that's why it's important to teach, hit the streets, man. Teach out there in the public. Because we're commanded to, first and foremost, and because we love the Lord, we're going to follow His commandments, like it says in John 14. Then also because we're out there to reach the elect, because we love our nation, and we need to build our nation up. And then we want to get salvation, man. And you can't do it without doing the work, man. You got to strive lawfully, like the book says. So you got to do everything the way it's written. So hopefully this is edifying. Salakia, you know, if the length was too bugged out, it should be cool. All right? But all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah, Kodash. All right? Double honors to the apostles. And salutations to you brothers doing this thing in sincerity, truth, and with charity. Shalom.
Shalom.
Bible, ball.